According to Reuters, the global halal economy in 2019 was $5 trillion. Also, in its analysis, the halal market is expected to reach $9.71 trillion by 2025. This will create immense opportunities for deepening the market in Africa and Nigeria. To tell us more about the Halal Economy is a serial entrepreneur and founder of the Halal Angels Network in India, Dr. Tausif Malik. Dr. Tausif Malik joining us on this show from India. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for calling me at your TV interview. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Okay, let me start by asking you, in promoting innovation, entrepreneurship, and startup, how can the halal consumer market grow in Africa, using India as a case study of the biggest manufacturer of halal consumer goods?
We launched Halal Angels Network to promote innovation. And as you said, what is the learning? What is the opportunity for Africa? Now, as you rightly said in your opening statement about, the halal economy, $5 trillion right now, and it's going to grow double by 2025. We saw great opportunity in promoting innovation in this market because Muslims constitute second largest population in the world, sometimes third, after Buddhism, Christianity, and Islam. The halal consumer market is growing rapidly, and that market, never had an angel network. It always had venture capital and other forms of investment. The challenge of venture capital is because of legal issues, they can only operate in a certain market where they have a financial license. Angel networks operate like an online platform where they connect investors and startups or businesses for funding, where angels directly make decisions on their own and connect with these startups. Now, why are we looking at Africa? By the way, India is the third largest producer of startups, especially in the unicorn area. And I am blessed. I live in two countries. I live in America as well as I live in India. And America, is the largest startup, ecosystem of the world. And now India is emerging as number 3. What we did is we identified the African market to grow more faster than Europe, America, Asia, anywhere on the planet. Because Africa has natural resources, Africa has great people, and Africans are hardworking people. If you give them an opportunity, they will definitely do hard work. Like when you actually look at historically, Africans use natural resources to benefit themselves. Exactly. They never own the natural resources. It is the outsiders who came and used the natural resources in the wrong way. But when you look at African, they always work with nature. And when we started the Halal Angel Network, and when we saw that great opportunity what Africa gets, but we look at it spiritually also. Prophet Muhammad said to his adopted son that go to Ethiopia, right? This is the place which will be great for refugees, right? So the first migration of Makkah actually came to Ethiopia. So if you follow the Prophet's life, and when you start something, Africa is better than the best. Because Africa is the best because Prophet showed us the way to go to Africa first. So that's why when we launched it, we thought of going to Africa first because of business opportunity and spiritually also, religiously, the Prophet Muhammad told us to go to Africa first. So that's why there's a great opportunity. And Africa is going to grow very rapidly. Like when America had a mobile phone, and when mobile phone came to Africa, the African continent had the best of technology because it leaped forward from a basic technology to high-end technology. And now thanks to internet and thanks to cheap smartphones, there's a great opportunity for world to connect with Africa. So that is an experience of coming to Africa.
Thank you very much for your insight. Nice to know that Africa can leverage its natural resources to tap into the opportunities of a $5 trillion halal consumer market. Let's talk about halal-focused startups, which are becoming hot product for entrepreneurs and investors alike. What is your perspective on this, and how can the startup improve to attract more entrepreneurs and investors?
Now, startups, especially in Africa context, is a huge opportunity because startups create jobs And when you create jobs, it creates another business. When it creates another business, that creates money. When it creates money, it creates taxes for the country, right? And when you're waiting for a job, instead of waiting for a job, you can start a business, because right now technology has become very cheap to start.
Exactly.
Like if you think about 10 years ago, doing an interview with Nigeria would be difficult, right? Now we have Zoom, and through Zoom we can connect, right? So technology has made things easy for people. And startups creates a lot of opportunities for people to create jobs. So the areas we are looking for Africa right now is food industry, because a lot of tourism comes to Africa. That is one. Secondly is you can look at blockchain, you can look at cryptocurrency, you can look at drone technology, because drone technology will help farmers to put the seeds, help farmers to identify whether the wild animals are there or not. If you're looking at blockchain, it helps eradicate corruption, because corruption is a big problem in African continent. Not all countries, but some countries. So blockchain will eliminate whatever it is, corruption. Secondly, fintech industries can help create
Sorry to
applications
cut you short. You mentioned earlier about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, are they Sharia compliant?
See, why I like cryptocurrency is because it's the only currency which doesn't touch bank. Anything touching riba is haram. So normal fiat money touches bank, right? But cryptocurrency, when speculated for future trade, yeah. So when you give it cryptos is also, you're doing some kind of barter system. You're giving some value, but you take crypto and do speculation. That is a problem. Now, Africa is a great continent for doing crypto mining. Okay, when you look at the blockchain from outside, right? On the back end, you need crypto miners. So when I put data on the blockchain, what happens is somebody needs to put a stamp on the data. This is a low-tech job. You can do it like, technologies come, you just put a computer, high-end computer, and you plug into the blockchain system. Any transaction happening, automatically it will trigger, transaction. And when transaction happens, what happens, it creates economy. It creates, the blockchain transaction happens, it creates jobs, it creates revenue for the miner. Now, miner is the people who put stamp on the blockchain data. I'll make it more simple. When I go to the post office, I take an envelope with me, right? It's a sealed envelope. When you seal something, it becomes crypto. It's like sealed. And when you go to the post office, you give it to the postmaster. He tells you like $1, $2 stamp, right? So you give them $1 and you take a stamp in return. And then you put the stamp and you give it to the postman. Then he puts a rubber stamp on it. The minute the postman puts a rubber stamp, it becomes a legal document worldwide. Same thing in crypto technology. If I'm putting a data, when I put the data, to pay for putting the data, I have to buy cryptocurrency. So I convert $100 into cryptocurrency and I upload the data and use cryptocurrency for transaction. The minute it goes onto the blockchain network, multiple computers put stamp on it, right? And that stamp gives them the revenue, like a post office. So it's a low-tech job in blockchain, and blockchain is going to go future, but there's a low-tech job which doesn't need education, just needs something called a rig, which is a high-end computer. And on an average, it can make at least $700 a month.
This is well noted. It is imperative, therefore, for startups and entrepreneurs to focus on building their customer base and invest in skills development. So, Dr. Malik, you are the founder of the Halal Angels Network. What inspired you to start the network, and how does it work, and what are the benefits?
Okay, the reason of starting Halal Angels Network is, in the startup industry, there are three kinds of working method. One method is called bootstrap. Now, bootstrap is, I don't take anybody's money. I use my own funds, limited resources to start my business. That is called bootstrap. Second is, you go to friends and family. That is called family personal funding. The same funding can become under angel investment. So their angel is like, they come as angels and support you. And there are angels from outside your family who are seasoned investors who come and invest money. The third methodology of investment is called venture capital. In venture capital, people invest in one company, and that company looks for startups and businesses, and they invest in them. Okay? Now, the venture capital is highly regulated because you have to get a license from the central government, Federal Reserve, and every month there is a compliance. Okay, that's one. Secondly, the cost of raising capital is very high. And then the cost of maintaining capital is very high, and distribution of capital is very high. Now, in Angel Network, it is zero compliance because you're a network. People join, people become a member, and they network with each other and showcase their business to investors. Investors get curated deals from the Angel Network, and it benefits them. Now, curated means any startup who applies to us goes through a checklist process. So if 100 startups apply to us, we might only choose 10 people. Because we are a halal company, we will also run it through, a halal board to evaluate whether this business is Sharia and halal compliant. And when we look at angels as investors, we also do the background check, and then they become members. So 2 people, we do like matchmaking, and they can invest directly. Now this is easier to do. So when we are doing, like 4 years ago, I started something called All India Muslim Business Startup Network, where we did, HNI events where high net worth individuals came, network with each other. Secondly, we established incubation center. And third, we were doing venture capital, planning. As I told you, we wanted to become a venture capital company. But the problem was, if we take somebody else's money and give it to the wrong person, on the judgment day, we'll be accountable. So when I talked to my mother, because she's also an investor and she's very, business savvy, she says, we don't want to take anybody's money and give it to the wrong person. So look at the Angel Network, which is, you just connect people. You don't say, invest in this people. So tomorrow, there's a company called XYZ, and there's an angel investor called Mr. A. We will just get them connected. We will not tell Mr. A to invest into XYZ. It is up to him to decide. And because Angels Network, you can work from America to Australia because you're not raising capital, so you can work anywhere on the planet. So we launched Halal Angel Network. Now the reason why we launched Halal Angel Network is, in the Muslim or Halal consumer space, there was never an angel network. Okay, there were venture capital companies or private equity companies. So we, based on a lot of research, we decided to launch the Halal Angel Network.
This is a welcome development, and I believe it will go a long way in supporting the growth and development of micro, small, and medium enterprises. Speaking on the launch of 1001 Women Entrepreneurship Cohort named the Khadijat Initiative, what prompted you to create Azrat Khadijat Women Entrepreneurship Initiative?
We want to outreach to every woman on the planet and choose 1001 women, and we want to explore their story of entrepreneurship journey. And when you get 1001 women together, it creates a big ecosystem for each other to work with each other. Exactly. For say somebody's, a software builder, and somebody's starting an online food business. So the software development can help that. And when all these women come together, we'll give them training. There's a company called Educational Partners UK, which is headed by a British Muslim called Saida Ahmed, very famous lady, where we'll train them. There'll be experts talking to them, mentoring them, all these women. And we'll take this event to 4 to 5 different countries, where all these women, we want the different governments of the country to welcome them and offer them red carpet to start their business.
I commend your initiative, as it is known in the Holy Quran that Khadijat bint Khuwailid was the first wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She was the first female to accept Islam and also a successful businesswoman in her own. So indeed, women are vital to the socio-economic development of any nation and also in the area shaping business activities. So what is your plan for African women to benefit from this initiative?
We have been contacted by a few people from Tanzania. It is a gentleman called Salum Awad. We have recently signed up contract with him. His company is called SSE Capital in Tanzania. There's another gentleman from Mozambique contacted us. there's another gentleman from Africa, Nigeria contacted us, and they all want to do this Khadija initiative. And for Africa, it's huge because when you actually see all the documentaries, women are working very hard in Africa. Like I lived in Dubai, they used to come with charter planes, buy stuff to Nigeria, Ghana, all these countries. Women would come buy and sell. And when you see actually the markets in Africa, it is these women driving the economy.
Yes.
So Africa plays a very important role in this.
This is laudable, but I would like to re-emphasize the need to extend this initiative to the rural areas so to achieve social inclusion.
Yes, in fact, 2 days ago, a gentleman, he's a diaspora, he's African from Jamaica, but he wants to move back to Africa. He says, that's my roots, I want to go back. And he's created one super application. We are working on that. And he says, through this app, I want to reach to rural women, you know, because smartphone is there. And, you know, 4 generations ago, we were taken away from Africa to Jamaica. I want to go back and settle. So there's a lot of diaspora from America, Europe, African diaspora. They want to come back to Africa.
Exactly.
You know, and especially what's happening in America after the Floyd thing, you know, there's a lot of this. These are the reports which I read. There's a lot of African Americans are going back. They're going to, you know, Niger, Cameroon. They're coming back to Nigeria. So a lot of them coming back. So it's a huge thing. If diaspora comes back, now you compare that thing with Chinese diaspora. You know, the Chinese in America actually kick-started the Chinese economic revival in China. They had contacts in America. They started outsourcing from China. Same thing, Africa can do it. Diasporas then in North America, South America, Europe, right? Now it's also in China. If they use all these contacts and get back to Africa, it would be huge. Same thing happened in India. All these IT professionals, when they moved to America or US or Canada, they came back to India and supported the software development thing in India. So same thing African can do. And rural Africa can use the crypto mining technology. Now, let's assume I'm actually doing a theory on reverse migration. I don't want people to come from villages to city. If we can create jobs for them in their own village using technology, now what happens is, let's assume in Lagos, somebody earns $1,000, but end of the month, he might be only saving $100, right? After paying everything. But he goes to the village, earns $1,000. He'll save $800. That $800 will go back in investment into the government. He can start second business, third business, fourth business. So I've been working on this theory of reverse migration using blockchain and crypto mining. So once we are there in Africa, inshallah ta'ala, you know, we can empower, work together with different governments, communities, TV channels like yours, because, you know, TV is very important.
Exactly.
Without this, how can people see what we are doing, right?
Yes.
And thank you, you know, for inviting me on your show. Without this, I won't be reaching to African continent.
Great initiative, Doctor. So what can you say is the outlook for the Halal economy, startups and entrepreneurship initiative, and opportunities for women in Islamic finance?
Islamic finance is a huge market, okay?
Yes, sir.
And right, you know, there's a Dr. Yunus Mohammed from Grameen Bank. Dr. Yunus from Grameen Bank, he created microfinance in Bangladesh, right? And he created giving them Karza Hasna. He told them, take the money, return back the money. And every day women would make money and give it back to him. Now you see, Bangladesh economy is growing very fast now. It's one of the fastest growing economy. So 30 years ago, small effort by Dr. Yunus created this initiative. Now same thing in Islam. Like I was at one of the events and one of the Islamic scholars called Mr. Anish Chushti, he says, women should support their husbands and husbands should support their women, both of them. When the husband gets money from business, he should give it to his wife and she should save it. And you know, when the money becomes big, they should reinvest back in business, right? Because my mother, I saw, she used to save money when my father used to give it to her. Sometimes she would save it in a, you know, cupboard, sometimes in her pillow, you know, sometimes in curtains. You know, all women do that, I guess. I spoke to a lot of people. So women can play. Now coming back to Islamic finance is growing very fast. And you need Islamic scholars on that.
Exactly.
Okay. Through Halal Angel Network, we're also trying to develop a Islamic finance program. Okay, certified program where it can be offered at a very discounted price. And if women can learn financial technology, which is called fintech, they can use Islamic finance. Now, when you see global salaries or economic growing, it is only fintech or blockchain or future technology. So if Africa has to grow very fast, all these women especially has to embrace technology.
Exactly.
Now that's very funny.
Yes, we are now in the digital age. So
yeah. Now if women become smart, the men have to also become smart. Otherwise, women will not talk to him, right? So it's very important. Women need to know technology.
Very important. It's been an enlightening session with you. And the expectation is that the Khadijat Initiative launch, and you talk about the upcoming Halal and Ethical Investment Summit.
Right. Inshallah, we want to do those summits where Halal Ethical Finance Summit in Africa. And inshallah, we're looking at Nigeria in a big way. So if we have support from, your TV channel and everyone,
that's great.
You would like to hold Halal Ethical Finance Summit where we will get investors. It's going to be private investors coming in, inshallah ta'ala. And all these Khatija event will be together. So investors meet these ladies, investors meet the country, investors meet media, startups, right? So when these both these things come together, all these people get media coverage. When media coverage comes, they can get investments, right? They can make money. And what better way to empower people to make halal money, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say, Dr. Malik, you're doing it for sawab-e jariyah. I say, the Prophet said, if you don't have halal income, your salat will be not accepted, your Quran will be not accepted, your Hajj will be not accepted, your zakat will be not accepted, and your body will have haram money in your body. So I think Almighty, gave us this opportunity for all of us to work together. And halal doesn't mean only for Muslims.
Yes.
Anybody looking for ethical way.
Permissible trade.
A lot of people misconfuse it's only food. It is not food. It is also medicines. What kind of medicines you
Pharmaceuticals.
eat. What kind of clothing you wear. What kind of money you use.
Exactly.
How you treat your staff member. If you are good Muslim but you don't treat your staff member good, it is not good. You don't pay him salary, it is not good. You don't pay salary, pay supplier on time, it is not good. You have to be honest to what you do. That is called halal. It is not only eating food,
Business that are permissible and lawful. That is what halal is all about.
Yeah, and you won't believe, madam, since the time we launched it, we have been getting a lot of non-Muslims wanting to join us. Because we are looking at ethical, the current economy of the world, especially America, is controlled by chronic capitalism. The poor don't get any benefit, right? So people want to even elect a government who looks after people. Like what's happening in America, right? I'm an American, so I have to talk about America. It's not happening good for people. So there's this gentleman from this person, it's called Mr. Gopi from Silicon Valley. We might be, inshallah, doing a halal summit with him. Then I have Dr. Prakash with me. There are a lot of people who are not Muslims, but they think ethical is better.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much. I believe the Khadijat Initiative and the upcoming halal investment will unlock new opportunities for the growth across Nigeria, Europe, Asia, and globally. Thank you very much, Dr. Tausif Malik.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
And that brings us to the end of this week's edition of Islamic Finance Weekly. Follow us on our social media handles displaying on the screen for more videos, news stories, reports, and analysis. Join us next week for another episode. Many thanks for watching, and bye for now.